Yes, here we are once again, live as we are every Wednesday at noon Eastern Time on the Hemptations Beach page. It's the High Noon Hemp Show as we continue with Season 3. I'm, of course, Joe Clare. You can Google me or whatnot, or not. It doesn't really matter. The man himself, high above hemp quarters in Sharonville, is Beach in the aftermath of a huge sale at the stores. Beach, how are things
That's
settling
true.
down up there, if they are?
It is true. As I said, high above the hemp quarters, it has settled down. The after storm mayhem is done. Um, it's no longer crazy around here. I will have to say that. No, I was here for a couple hours on Saturday in Sharonville at the Sharonville location, and it was pretty crazy. People were definitely enjoying the sale. I am almost positive that we broke the single day record. Um,
Nice.
I'm pretty sure we broke the single day record down in Northside. And I venture to say, and I haven't seen the numbers yet, that we may or may not have broke the single day record in Dayton. And of course, O'Brienville had a great day, but and they were probably close. O'Brienville was probably close to their single day record, but I don't think they actually broke their single day record. The single rate day record in O'Brienville. I might have to look into that, but no, it was great. The customers, obviously embraced it. We did some hemp dogs up here, and the customers really enjoyed that. I think we made a hemp dog customer for life. I did have a customer that was there and had a hemp dog, which is Kentucky grown hemp, Kentucky grown beef, pork. They really are delicious. We have them in the store, and he posted something on Facebook about I'm going to be in every week. I guess after he gets paid, he's going to come in and he's going to get his hemp dogs. And
Stock up.
so it's that's always nice. But no, I think that I estimated so far estimated that we probably saved our customers about $4,200 just on 420. And so now International Hemp Day, which is what some people call 421, was possibly one of the slowest days that we've ever had for a sale day.
Wow.
Apparently the weather and Easter apparently
Yeah.
played a little bit in the role, but we literally had it was the opposite of 420. And then Earth Day, the last day of the sale, it's kind of just a regular day, honestly, just because it's well, especially it was a Monday this year being Earth Day, and so whatever. But
Yeah.
the third day of the sale is usually just kind of a regular day. Um, and so anyway, but no, it was great. We start the holidays on 419 with a little gathering. We bring in 420 at midnight. This year, I'll have to say one of the very first guests, and he came very early, and because he was on his way to Michigan, was Dana Beal. And so if you know anything about Dana Beal, he was one of the original Yippies, the part of the Youth International Party. He's Cures Not Wars. He started, I believe, the Global Marijuana March. He's moved on to this new ibogaine, which is a all natural substance from some type of plant. That's kind of his new movement. But he was one of the early ran around with Abby Hoffman and those guys, and so that was kind of fun. That he was in because he's from Ohio, and so he's really good friends with another really good friend, and ended up stopping in early on his way up to Michigan to celebrate 420 on his own, obviously. So that was fun to start the weekend again until the craziness came in, and then Saturday night 420. I think we've got a pic of this. I'm really kind of proud of this being a part of this panel. I was up at the Hemp Health Expo in Lima, and I was a part of a panel. And if you go from left to right on this panel, you have an attorney, you have someone who's working with the medical card industry, you have me in all my expertise, I suppose, a doctor sitting right next to me, Tim Johnson, who is moderating the panel, so to speak. He has been a part of LEAP originally, which is law enforcement against prohibition. He's now working Cannabis First, Cannabis Safety First, and working in the state of Ohio to get hemp farming legalized and all that stuff. Then you have on the other side of him, you have someone working in extraction. Beside them, you have another retailer that's doing CBD in Columbus, as well as a lot of education programs. Like he told me they have a room set up where they do tutorials and they have customers come in or whatever who wants to be educated, and invited me up to do my hemp thing. So I may do that. And then on the end there is a testing. They are part of the testing facilities in Ohio as far as the medical stuff. And so,
wow,
the goal was to try to stump the panel, which no one did, with the question, because I think we had everything really well covered. And so
that's a lot of coverage.
It was pretty neat to be a part of that, because I didn't, it took the pressure off of me. All I had to know about was hemp. And so, it was easy. That's for sure. But no, that was, I want to thank Tim for inviting me up to be a part of this panel. And their 2-day, it was a 2-day little expo, went over really well from my understanding. And so, that's how I ended my 420. And so that was always nice. I love to educate. So if I can do that, I will. And then Earth Day, I get to end my Earth Day, with, my beloved Coach Freddie. And so, Coach Freddie is a entrepreneurial coach. He's a coach at Hemptations University. We joke. But he goes around the country in his car. You'll see this next pic is Coach Freddie sitting on his car. And so he runs around in his little Austin Healey with his little trailer that's not made of hemp. It looks like it. He runs around the country educating people on hemp, helping them, try to figure out an entrepreneurial way to be involved. It's kind of a crossover. He does a podcast, which I have been on. And so if you go to, I think it's CoachFreddie.com. I should have known that. I thought it was on there, but I don't think we can see it. It might be getting cut off. No, it's not on this one. Might be on the next one. It is CoachFreddie.com. And so, now we're going to do, everybody get ready, because we're going to do the, iHemp Revolution Pledge of Allegiance. This is Coach Freddie wrote this too. So I pledge allegiance to the hemp fields of America, to the soil in which it's planted, one seed under the sun, with responsibility, sustainability, and thrivability for all. And so there you have it. Memorize it. We're going to do it every week now. We're going to stand and face the hemp flag, which is behind me. So all of you, see, this is convenient. All of you just have to visit, look at, there's my hemp flag right behind me. Look at that, and we'll read the Pledge of Allegiance, the iHemp Revolution Pledge of Allegiance. And so it's always great to see Coach. We hang out, we get caught up. I just did his podcast maybe 2 weeks ago, which is online, I'm sure, at CoachFreddie.com. So you can go to Coach Freddie's podcast and listen to me pretty much talk about everything that I talk about here.
It's more.
He's, and I usually come at his podcast as I'm talking to entrepreneurs. And so that's, I try to educate, his podcast listeners, as to all things hemp, as far as there's so many things you could get into. Pick your poison, as they say, and then start a hemp business, because it can do anything. And it does. And not last but not least, in our little opening segment here, we have the coloring contest winners. So those of you that may know, every year about a month before 419, 420, we put blank logos out there. This is one of the logos that we've been using for a while, actually. One of my favorite logos, but it's basically a blank, and we let the customers color it in, and then we judge it. There is no, we don't, everybody's information's on the back, but we don't look at the backs of them. We lay them out, we vote on them, and we pick fourth place, second place, and zero place. So that obviously reads 420 on the sign. And so this first pick, which in the real world would be the third place person, which is actually fourth place, was this one. The comments that we got about this was obviously the using the earth colors and the soil and the roots and the purple and green, which is obviously the Hemptations colors, the sun and the water. And I think that's why this one was one of the top placers. As simple as it is, it represents us, and I think that's why most people liked it. Now we have the second place, which is actually second place. This one I think everybody liked because it was like crazy bonkers. Obviously we do the food freedom, or the food and the fiber and the fuel on one of our logos as well, as far as some of the other stuff. I think that most of the comments as to why everybody liked this one as well was, again, the detail. You've got the bottom part there with the roots kind of holding the thing and the planet. I mean, it's really, some might say it's a little too much, but honestly, if you really look at it, it's really neat how they did the inner part and then, added their own words to the idea of it. So I think that's definitely why most people like this one. And the zero plates, which is the winner, this one really was just, I think, the winner because it was so different, but yet very artistic. I can't explain why everybody liked this one, other than most people that, once again, when we were talking about it afterwards, kind of liked it. Once again, it kind of represents the water and the leaf and the, and I don't know if that's necessarily the sunlight or just the bubbles. They added the depth, to the letters a little bit. And so I guess, speaking for those that voted mostly for this one, I think that's why it almost looks like a doodle, but yet it's, the difference between abstract art and scribble on a page is how the eye perceives it. I think that, again, everybody just kind of liked it, again, because it was different. It draws away from it, then it's right. I don't know, I'm trying to explain it, but there you have it. I will post this on the Facebook page later. All the winners will get their prize packages at the store. That's how we usually work it out. So you can come into the store and get your gift certificate, and then hopefully, spend it on some hemp stuff. There you go. So there you have it, folks. It is we recap a busy week in the world of Hemptations, that is for sure. And so I feel like I still have this weekend to get through, and I'll, remind everyone why that is. But there's a lot off my shoulders, even though I do have some speaking engagements this weekend, which, again, I'll let everybody know about in the events part of the show. Now we're going to get right into the product spotlight, which is 4 from the store, 1 from my door. We've kind of moved on. We've already covered 100+ brands
Wow.
or makers of hemp products. So now we're kind of going back and just targeting specific products by different companies, mixing it up a little bit. The first being a very popular product, and I hope I didn't just do this one too, but it's the Colorado hemp honey, and this is the raw relief. I know someone else again on Facebook just posted, one of our customers posted on Facebook how much they love the honey. This is a CBD product. So the honey does have CBD in it. When you're kind of shocked as to why the honey is so expensive, that is why. But again, honey is a very popular product, and obviously CBD is a very popular product. And these guys really seem to do it right. We sell it by the stick, little jars, big jars, and so. But that's the raw relief. The next one, again, is one of my personal favorites, as I am trying to remove unnecessary meats from my life, and cheese, because cheese is very high in cholesterol. We have the Parma. Again, this is vegan Parmesan alternative, obviously, as you can see, but this is the better than bacon one. And so, if you're a vegetarian who misses the flavors of meat, maybe you gave up meat later, and so it's a little bit harder. The younger you do it, the less you really care. I think if you put it off, then the more you care. That's why the Impossible Burger exists. But this stuff is really good. Again, it's basically really nothing in it, made out of hemp, but flavored. Very good for maybe your baked potato or anything that you want to put a little bacon cheese parm on top of. The next one is the Hempease Therapy Cream, and we just got a fresh batch of Hempease in. Hempease is, again, they're one of the original users of the root of hemp in their products. And, we are seeing the benefits of the root. Obviously, the root is grabbing the nutrients, and so, it makes sense that the nutrients would be in the roots, and, grinding them up, I suppose, is what I assume they do, and then add that into any one of their products. This is the therapy cream, is what they do. And again, they have been around for a long time. And I know, this is a fresh batch once again, and they are, as the label says, 100% organic. And so, good stuff, that Hempease Therapy Cream. And the last is another product we've been carrying for a long time, but this is the Earthly Body, specifically the bath and shower gel. Again, we just got a fresh order, so to speak, of the Earthly Body in. And this is probably one of our highest selling personal care products from over the years, honestly, between the lotions and the massage oil and that. And now they've got shampoos and conditioners, a line of CBD products. Now this is specifically, and I picked this one specifically because I like the name, even though I always joke about names that don't tell you, say, what scent they are or what flavor. So I don't know what High Tide smells like, to be honest with you. But, I do like the purple label with the High Tide. And again, the Earthly Body stuff is just great stuff. And we just got a whole fresh batch of it in. So that's the 4 from the store. The one from my door is, quite personal in nature. Because if you know me, you know that I love the Beatles. The Beatles were kind of the first group as a kid, because of my brother, that I listened to a lot. And then I kind of, phased out of that and got into hip hop and whatever. But anyway, so this is an officially licensed Beatles wallet. I'm going to guess it's 20 years old at this point. And so, I don't carry a wallet very often. Some of my personal goods that I share on here are as much part of the museum as they are my personal goods. And of course, the museum is my stuff. That is all my stuff personally. And so anyway, there's my Beatles license, officially licensed Beatles anthology hemp wallet. Dating back probably 20 years ago.
Yeah, the Beatles anthology was a while ago. I remember having it on a cassette when I was a teenager, so it's been quite a while.
Yeah, we had hats and we had the wallets in the stores briefly for a very short amount of time because we didn't have much and it didn't last long. And so anyway, good stuff. Good stuff. 4 from the door, 1 from my door. That is the product spotlight portion of the show. Now on to what I know.
Yes. It's just the best.
Yep.
It's just the best segment.
Yep.
I mean, I could sit here and use hyperbole and descriptive terms for the next 5 to 20 minutes, but instead I would just say it's the best thing ever. And really, for those of you out there who you just wake up in the morning, you're like, I just don't know how to dress. I don't know what I'm doing here. I need to look good. I need hemp products to put on my body. All of these things are encompassed in the beachwear segment. So what are you wearing beach?
Today, if you woke up and you said beach, what are you wearing? It's a little different. I've been trying to come up with an excuse as to wear pink. And today I finally did it. It's the show. The hat specifically is probably the rarest and most exciting part of this outfit because this is part of a line that Nike was developing, but I don't know if it ever went to the market. It was an eco line that Nike was doing. And so I have a hat and a jacket and something else I think that was a part of the Nike eco line. And it's slightly, the Nike letters are slightly pink. And so that, it's kind of faded a little bit over the years. And again, I've had this hat for a while, probably 10 years, I'm guessing. I knew someone that actually worked for product development of Nike overseas. Anyway, the pink shirt that matches that very, very rare Nike hemp hat, that's a Young Maven shirt. We got a pair of the Hempies corduroys. I think I just wore these recently on the show. Again, being brown, it matches kind of the brown and pink that I was going for with the hat, honestly. And then we've got the I Love Bad briefs, the Satori socks, and the Saucony running shoes. So, instead of wearing my Nike running shoes, which I do have, and I guess all in all, which are my oldest pair of Nike hemp shoes, could be 20 years old at this point, were actually some running shoes. And then I remember finding some running shoes up at the Nike store, hemp Nike stuff that I have in my hemp shoe inventory, which is vast and large and huge. It's huge. It's hemp huge. Anyway, so there, if you woke up this morning and you said, what are you wearing, Beach? I bet you didn't think it was going to be pink. First time I've done pink on the show. So I am for no gender biased when it comes to colors. I don't have much pink stuff because there's not a whole lot of, honestly, pink men's hemp clothing in the world. And so, but I don't mind wearing it, whenever, whatever. So there you have it. Now we're going to move on to the hemp news segment. A couple things in the news, and again, some events that are coming up soon. The biggest thing that I just read about online, or I think it was a Facebook post, was this couple in Australia they're making hemp beeswax food wraps. And so, again, it kind of looked like wax paper that kind of that, and so you picture that paper that's around your hamburger if you go through the drive-through, which I'm sure, I'm not sure that a lot of our watchers or listeners do that. But, they're making a product like that. And obviously that would be something that, is biodegradable. You could probably eat it if you really wanted to, I'm guessing, in, an emergency. That burger, that Impossible Burger from Burger King, didn't do the job, and White Castle. Like, I don't know why I'm so big on the Impossible Burger today, but I will tell you, locally, if you know, White Castle has released an Impossible Burger, which an Impossible Burger is a vegan burger, and Impossible is doing the best job ever as to replicating a real meat patty in a lot of different forms. And Burger King's doing theirs. As a Whopper, I believe they're going to do a Whopper with the Impossible Burger. And so yet another try to be vegetarian friendly, which all fast food restaurants need to do. So we'll see. This is probably about the fourth or fifth time in my lifetime that I can remember them trying. Anyway, moving on. I just saw Ministry of Hemp, ministryofhemp.com just released a little update on, and this is exciting. This is exciting because guess what? The USA is on the list, the 6 top countries and growers of industrial hemp. Okay. And so we made the list. China is still number 1. And of course, they grow for textiles and food and have been doing that for a very long time. Canada is number 2, and that's mostly food product in Canada. USA coming in at 3rd place. It's like, wow. we weren't even on the list forever. And now we come in at 3rd place. And so kudos to every farmer in the United States that decided to grow industrial hemp for whatever reason. And I know CBD's driving that market, but there's fiber out there, a lot of grain. A good part of that would be the grain. And so, good for the US of A to make the list again. Closing out the list is France in 4th place. They've always grown for a lot of different reasons. This one's kind of interesting, but Chile, in Chile, they have this interesting law. You can't grow for industrial purposes, but you can grow for personal growth. And the citizens of Chile grow so much hemp personally that they are the 5th largest grower of industrial hemp on the planet. And they don't even grow to make products out of other than what they make for themselves. And so that to me just is just bizarre. It's really bizarre. I think that they may be stretching those laws somehow, but I think that that's just amazing that the personal use of industrial hemp is so large in Chile that the citizens are the ones responsible to making them one of the largest growers on the planet. It's just unbelievable. Wow. And the 6th one, which is also kind of crazy, but not. I didn't think it was as bizarre as everybody else thinks. Was North Korea, and the only reason that I don't think that it's kind of crazy that North Korea grows a lot of industrial hemp, and of course we don't really have. I don't know how they get the numbers because I don't know how North Korea doesn't tell anybody anything. But because they're close to China, they're close to Russia. And again, I'm almost surprised Russia or the Ukraine. And they're probably both in the top 10, maybe. Or one of those aren't on there. The fact that North Korea grows more than the Ukraine kind of did that surprise me, because the Ukraine is a huge grower of industrial hemp.
I would venture to guess that North Korea has an advantage when it comes to, shall we say, free labor. When it comes to things like that.
Absolutely. And again,
but that would be a guess.
Yeah, recognizing, and again, Russia, again, another communist country, but recognizing the importance
Mhm.
of industrial hemp um, to their people and the benefit of their people. In that sense, I'm not agreeing with communism, but to think that they're large producers and users of industrial hemp, and that's important to their whole community of how communism is supposed to work is something, again, as to why it is a benefit to everyone everywhere. And so there you have it. That's the top 6 list. The USA making the list, number 3. Woo! Again, we don't have any sound effects here at the High Noon Hemp Show. But if we did, it would be like horns and party stuff going off behind me
Applause and all kinds
or
of
somewhere.
stuff. Just imagine it.
That's right.
in your mind.
Applause. I could do a little golf clap. And so events coming up. And then we'll get you guys back on your day. Again, everything can be found at the hemptations.com page as far as events. The first page has the events that I'm involved in, the store, those type of things. The second page of the hemptations.com has the events that I mentioned on the High Noon Hemp Show. And so we try to keep everybody up to date with what's going on in the hemp world, so you can get involved if you want to on any day that's not Wednesday at 12 o'clock. But thank you all for watching today. Big shout out to longtime viewer. I don't know if she's watching yet, down in Florida. Happy birthday. I know this will be a birthday she doesn't forget. And all those good things. Anyway, we've got a hempcrete building experience coming up April 25th through the 27th. That's tinyhemphouses.com. And I'm sure you can go there, and they probably have other stuff posted. I haven't been to their website for a little while to see what else they have going on, but I'm sure they have other stuff too. April 26th and 28th, you have the Hemp Symposium in Hillsboro, West Virginia. You can go to patchadams.org if you're in the Hillsboro, West Virginia area, or you want to head there for the Hemp Symposium. This Saturday, Katie Moyer, longtime friend, hemp grower, knows as much about hemp as anybody, is doing a hemp and CBD for natural alternative to pharmaceuticals at the Empowered Light Holistic Expo in Oaks, Pennsylvania. So if you're in the Pennsylvania area and you want to go be a part of someone who knows every aspect of industrial hemp in the United States right now, Katie is awesome. If you're in the Cincinnati area and you want to go with someone who is equally as awesome and knows as much about hemp as anyone, I will be giving my presentation, Hemp, Its History and Uses, at High Noon at the Earth Day in Summit Park. And so they moved Earth Day Cincinnati basically up to Summit Park a couple years ago. It is still the largest Earth Day event in the tri-state area. Again, I'll be giving my Hemp, Its History and Uses at High Noon this Saturday at Cincinnati Earth Day. And so the event actually starts at noon. I will probably be indoors in one of the indoor facilities, I believe. I may be on a bus. I've given my presentation at Earth Day on an electric bus parked in the park downtown. And so that was kind of fun. Hopefully the crowd may be a little bigger, but you never know. I don't really have normally a whole lot of people don't show up to this. But if you'd like to see my presentation on hemp, which is, again, history and the uses, and things like that, I think it's well worth it. And I will do questions afterwards as well, because I'm pretty sure I have time to do some question and answer afterward. And then I turned around, and if you're up in the Cleveland area, I will be at the Cleveland Hemp Expo on Sunday at the Odeon. I speak right around 4 o'clock, a little after 4, I believe. Basically, same presentation, Hemp, Its History and Uses. And so if you're up in the Cleveland area, coming out to the hemp expo up there, maybe plan being there around that time, and you too will be given the knowledge, the short version, which is probably half an hour to 45 minutes. Yes, the short version of of my true knowledge on hemp. And again, I should have time for question and answers there as well. And so those are the two things this weekend. Again, once I get through this weekend, my education kind of slows down too, and so April seems to be the month. And I am going to be probably running up to the State House, and I'll keep everybody informed on SB 57, and possibly educating the next round of voting on why we need to go ahead and do this, get the industrial hemp part of it set up. So I will keep everybody up to date on that as I am asked, because I just do what I am asked when it comes to the hemp world sometimes. Couple of events that are close. May 1st through the 2nd, you've got the Hemp Biz Conference in Denver, Colorado. I am sure that will be a big event over there, dealing with all things hemp as well. May 2nd and 4th, down at Hemp on the Bayou as a part of Jazz Fest. Coach Freddie's going to be there. Rick Trojan's going to be there. I'm not sure who else that I know in my circle is going to be there, but if you're going to be down at Jazz Fest, you're going to be in New Orleans, and you like jazz, and you want to do this hemp on the bayou part of it, then I would look into that and see. I almost thought about going down, but at this point, I doubt short notice it will make it. And again, Jazz Fest is crazy. Just remember, if you go, it's going to be crazy New Orleans, because jazz is big and New Orleans likes to party, and there are going to be a lot of people there. So anyway, that's the disclaimer on that one. But I love the music, I love the food, I love everything about it, but I'm not a big fan of the crowds. If they asked me to come speak, I would. Anyway, a couple other things. We got Hemp on the Slope, Spring Summit Grand Junction. You can go to hempevents.com and get more on that. May 24th, 25th, you got the Hemp Machines and Technology Micro Summit at the Hemp Today Center in Poland. So there's another Polish event if you want to go to Poland. And again, the thing I think about that I love about this is it's called the Hemp Today Center. And so, and the other one, big one at the end of May, worth looking into if you're in the CBD industry, is the FDA's event that they're doing from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the White Oak Campus building in Silver Springs, Maryland. It's at the White Oak campus. Yeah. And I have that information on the page. So if you're anywhere near there, or you want to go tell the FDA directly some facts and educate them, that's what I want you to do. Don't go there and point a finger at them and tell them they, be smart about what you're saying. Support yourself, support the industry. Do it for the right reasons. Be ready for them to grill you if you're going to go up there and you're going to tell them something, and there's a lot of people that are ready to go up there and tell them something. So go tell them something, that being said, the right people telling them the right things. And basically we can tell them to mind their own business in a very nice way. This is an all natural supplement that doesn't need FDA regulations, in all honesty. We need cannabis to be off the controlled substance list so we can do legitimate FDA studies to prove that CBD does this and CBD does that. But that we're not even there yet because, again, it's got to be off the controlled substance list. So for now, it stays a supplement. We can't give any medical advice. We don't give any medical advice. But if the FDA would do the same shenanigans and convince the DEA to take all CBD industrial hemp off the controlled substance list themselves so that the FDA can then authorize these studies, to prove whether it's okay to be in food, prove whether it's okay as a drug, blah, blah, blah. And so, of course, we know we did that with the Epidiolex, I believe it is, with the inhaler. And so there's some waggle room there that, even questioning them as to saying, well, here you say this about it here, but yet what about it here? And so, again, that's the end of May. Spread the word for all the hemp people in the hemp industries and CBD industry, I should say. It's a CBD thing. To get up there and educate the FDA as to why really it should just remain a supplement for anybody to go anywhere to and buy, as it more or less is now. And then the other big thing is the first part of June is Hemp History Week. And so we'll keep you informed there. We usually do a store-wide sale on all things hemp. So we'll keep you informed there. We don't have any questions. I don't know. Have you seen any questions in your world?
I know Amanda checking in the chat room. Carrie also. Nick
Carrie.
Wainscott saying you are an encyclopedia for hemp. Matt.
I do have many chapters. I do have many chapters when it comes to hemp. It's true. Thanks, Nick. Yes, it is true. If there weren't so many books written about hemp already, I would think about writing one. But I like educating it this way. These are all the chapters of my hemp encyclopedia, the High Noon Hemp Show. Thanks everybody for watching as usual. Go to hemptations.com and get more information there. Obviously, remember to join the Jedi Hemp channel on YouTube and follow us there if you can't watch live, or you want to spread the word on YouTube so we can get some other people out there educated on all things hemp as well in this world, in Ohio and Cincinnati and everywhere.
And also thank you to Columbus Cannabis Facebook page. They shared the show, and I think that brought some people in. So thank them.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. As always, we're here to help anyone and educate on industrial hemp, all things. And so thanks again, everybody that watched, and we will see you next week on the High Noon Hemp Show. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else out of hemp. Having Temptations.
See you all next week.